They going back in?
There's still men out there. God damn. When I go home, people ask me, "Hey, Hoot, why do you do it, man? Why? Just some kind of war junkie?" I won't say a goddamn word. Why? They won't understand. They won't understand why we do it. They won't understand it's about the men next to you. And that's it. That's all it is. Hey, don't even think about it, all right? I'm better on my own. Hey, we started a whole new week. It's Monday.
Wake up early in the morning, go to the well and the well run dry. Young bear send mail, find label until the girl come back by and by. In the wintertime, when it's cold out, everybody know that the pine won't freeze. Locked in a cabin, cold jug of whiskey, waking up the dead, you know, woe is me. Fifth week of April, snow done melted, open up a door for the walk.
Friends, fans, followers, leaders, and true believers, what's happening, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in and checking out this show. I am fucking grateful to have every one of you guys that listen on, and it really means a lot. Especially when I get messages, keeps the days going, makes me feel pretty good and warm and toasty on the inside, in the nice, cool air conditioning that I'm sitting in fucking Okinawa, Japan. I know it's cold as fuck where a lot of people are, but here it's still pretty fucking toasty, man. I'm not trying to rub it in because I'm sweating my ass off, but it is what it is. And one of the best things I've had asked was, just got the other day, was reflect on my time in the Seabees and what it's like to walk away. And it's crazy. It's like it's actually starting to set in that I'm on my way out the door. You know, I think I said something about it earlier. It's just weird. It gets more and more like real as closer as it gets to it, as surreal as it is, because you know this is something I've done half my life. You know, and to reflect on it, can't do it in a short episode. Jesus Christ, I'd have to fucking record on one for a long ass time. I'll just say that it's been challenging. It's been up and down. It's been amazing. It's been heartbreaking from leaving a small town in Ohio, bouncing all over as a kid, you know, different states and stuff like that, and then going in the military. I think everybody's got their nice little I left so-and-so and fucking story. My favorite story are always I was going to be a pro football player and I broke out my fucking leg or some bullshit. I love these fucking stories. There's so many people, and granted, there's probably onesie-twosie people that actually are legit and did fuck themselves out of a scholarship one way or another, but the whole like, I just did this because, you know, I was going to be a football player. I had everything going. I was kicking ass out there, you know, and I was out there fucking, I had all the scouts there fucking with me, and I was like, you know, fucking, I was going to take this scholarship, and I was going to be running back for Texas, and then also like the school in Texas, and also Ohio State and Michigan were after me. I didn't know. I knew there's a rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan. I'd really like to have been in one of them. But you know what, man? And then I got that full ride, but then I blew out my knee. Shut the fuck up! How many times do you hear that fucking story every other day? My story wasn't like that. Mine left, I was in Ohio, and I just wanted to get a fucking welding job. I wanted to get out of town. I figured if I stuck around town, all I'd do is just end up like fucking smoking a shit ton of weed and not really going anywhere and try and get probably a factory job where my biggest thing in life was to try not to pop on a piss test. You know, so basically thinking maybe I'll just get a job where I don't have to piss in a bottle, you know, for somebody and do that the rest of my life. And I didn't want to end up down that route. I didn't want to have that kind of a lifestyle. So my grandpa was a World War II vet, and I think, you know, he was a hell of a good guy when I was younger, and still is, you know, and God bless him. I'm glad he's still around, you know, and who knows how much longer that's going to be, but just a hell of a good guy to talk to about things, you know, and it just seemed like something the right thing to do, you know. And it wasn't so much just the Navy because of the family. I also wanted a welding job, and I looked around, and Navy seemed to have the best one for me. So I took that gig. I went in the Navy as a steelworker. Originally, I wanted to be a hull maintenance technician, a guy that's basically a ship plumber. My cousin Tony was Tony Plew. My cousin, he was in HG, and matter of fact, I really looked up to him for doing that kind of stuff. But it was closed. The rate was full. They didn't have a slot for me at the time, and I'm about ready to say fuck it. I'm going to go home. And as I'm leaving, being like, fuck you guys, I'm not going in the Navy today. They're like, hey, we have this job if you want it. And then I started talking to them about a couple things. Next thing you know, I'm a steel worker in the Navy. I left Ohio. I went to fucking Gulfport, Mississippi for school, and I'm not really a big fan of Gulfport, you know, but a lot of people love it down there, and I can see why. It's pretty cheap, and if you're into that kind of stuff, good for you, man. One of my best friends, Jimmy, he's going to retire. He's going to stay out there, and you know, I can't say I blame him. If you like the area, fuck yeah, man. Not everybody likes those kind of places. I was just a bigger fan of California. Plus, I do so much stand-up comedy. The best place for me would be to stay out in LA. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. I left Gulfport, went to Port Hueneme, went from Port Hueneme, California, caught up with my battalion here where I am now in Okinawa, Japan. And that was my first deployment, was right here. Ironically, it's my last deployment, and I really need to get down to the project site, the Iwasi Seawall. It was a chain gang. It was basically everybody that's been in trouble or on their way to being in trouble were on that project. Matter of fact, I got in trouble that deployment too, and just like everybody else, I was part of that fucking chain gang. Matter of fact, my crew leader, BU3 Derek Schmitty and Keith Foster, he was a BU1 builder, first class, and he ended up retiring as a chief. Schmitty got out as a second class. They got Builders West. It's a company they run in San Diego. And it's pretty fucking badass that those guys, after so many years, are still together and doing cool shit. Like, I think they're doing kitchens and stuff like that. I've seen pictures of some of the kitchens they work on, but I'm sure they could do anything within a house. I mean, the construction that we did back in the day is fucking amazing. So I imagine this many years later, they're still kicking ass. But that was 97 that we came home from that deployment, and I learned so much about doing concrete and masonry and everything else. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. A lot of concrete and Kamagasu block and that kind of shit. Did a big ass fucking seawall. It was crazy. So it was good. Came back, went to Port Hueneme and went to Puerto Rico. But fast forward a little bit further down the line to the dude that asked me the question. Is I was on restriction with him, and when I was in Naval Mobile Construction Battalion 4, me and this dude were on restriction together, and I did some stupid shit. We all do stupid shit when we were younger, and I don't want to keep repeating myself on these stories. So I'll just say I did some dumb shit. I was on restriction, and we hung out a lot and talked a lot of shit. One of the times we were on restriction, we had for extra duty, we had to go clean the chief's barracks, and when we did it, this was totally unintentional, but it's amazing that it happened because it's fucking hilarious. We had to go turn on. We had to clean the restroom, which is like a shower, a group shower. They all had to go in there and stuff like that. So we turned all the water on high, and when we turned it on high, it created so much fucking steam that it set the alarms off. And the fucking next thing you know, the whole place is just steamed. Fire alarms going off, but right before the fire alarms were going off, at the top of our lungs, we're screaming Bon Jovi, Shot to the Heart, and singing it as loud as we can. And we heard, "Shut the fuck up in there! Shut the fuck up in there!" while we're screaming at the top of our lungs. And then right after that, ding, 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 the fire alarm goes off, and then we all have to fucking evacuate the building. Everybody else has to leave the building. We're standing outside, and they're looking at us like, We did it on purpose, and I could see why, because we were laughing our ass off, and it would have been funny if we did it on purpose, but still to this day, man, I swear to God, man, that was fucking totally unintentional. But oh man, I wish we did engineer that. That'd have been pretty fun. But oh fuck, Heath, dude, you're a good guy, man. I fucking miss you, pal. I mean, so reflecting on what it means to walk away. I mean, there were so many good times, but I guess there's no biggest thing. There's just so many things. It's like a puzzle that's just gonna fall apart because there's so many pieces that's not gonna be there anymore. The camaraderie you have with all the people, but there's gonna be a lot of vets out there that I'm sure I'll hang out with, and definitely gonna miss the integrity. Gonna miss a lot of the people that you come up with in the ranks, and a lot of the friends, and the steady paycheck, because no matter what, you're gonna get paid this amount, and that's never really worried about it. No matter what, you're not gonna need for really anything while you're in the military. You pretty much know that you're gonna have like this paycheck's coming in. You can go here to eat if anytime you need. If you need to fucking borrow any money, somebody's gonna help you out. It's been so long since I had to borrow money, but I never forgot what it was like to be that Johnny non-rate or Jenny non-rate, whatever. I never forgot what it was like to be that guy. So I'm more than happy to fucking lend money. And you got to remember this, never fucking lend anything you plan on not getting back. And I've been burnt so many times, mostly from like family or civilians or something like that. There's a lot of people that kind of burnt me over the years, but it's not so much the people that burn you, because you kind of write it off anyway. It's the people that surprise you and get you back as soon as possible. And that just kind of lets you know what kind of people they are. So, I mean, that's one of the things too. It just, the people that you just you don't get to have the kind of relationships in the civilian world that you do in the military. When you had a job, you're going 9 to 5, and you're together all the time. You're just working, and then after that, you go home. But for us, we all like hop on a fucking big metal tube, whether it's a submariner going to sea or fucking flying somewhere, is like the Navy does, or the Army, or whomever. And we get in this big fucking tube and fly somewhere, and you land there, and it's all you got. So all the bullshit, the day-to-day bullshit, you can see each other in the morning. Some people live with each other. You have roommates that you spend like the 24 hours. Imagine whatever job you have, that the people that you are with are in the same apartment complex as you, and you're kind of stuck together no matter what you do. Now, it's good and it's bad. I mean, you can't get away from each other, but at the same time, you create such a fucking bond. Even the people you fucking hate, give it about 6-8 months, maybe a year, you'll be like, holy shit, it's good to see you, and it's kind of interesting how that reacts. Granted, there's a lot of people I really can give a fuck less about ever seeing again as long as I live, but it's pretty interesting. I'm definitely going to miss that. So, like, the deploying, I'm always going to miss that. If I was still a family man, I'd be happy to walk away probably, because I'd be like, that's it, I did my time, it's time to move on, and if you walk out and that's the reason, God bless you. But if you got a gift and you got something to keep on giving back, don't stop, because you can only do this for so long. After your time's up, or after you walk away, that shoulda, coulda, woulda is always going to fester. I'm glad that I am doing the maximum amount of time possible that I can. I can't go any longer than 20 years for E6 in the Navy. They stop you right there. You're fucking done. E7's like 24 years, and I didn't get promoted. I can't get promoted. I fucking maxed out. I'm where I'm leaving, regardless. It's not my choice. But you know what? By me leaving though, I'm glad I fucking did get out, and it's not me choosing to walk away. It's them saying, hey, you did your time, thanks for your service, goodbye. And for the rest of my life, when we get fucking paid, I'm getting a retirement. I have so many people that I hear all the time that say, I wish I would have stuck around, I wish I would have done it. And it's almost, it never ceases to amaze me that how there's people that are like really good friends of mine that say to me, oh, right now, if I would have went in, I'd be retired right now. And it's true, because a lot of the people I hung out with when I was in high school were older than me. So you're talking people that were like 2-4 years older than me, they would, like, no shit, they would be retired right now from the military, because they're in their 40s. If they would have done 20 and gone, then that's it. So reflecting on the time frame, it's been fucking amazing, and there's been a lot of heartache and bullshit, but that's something you kind of dwell on. There's something weird about, like, this loneliness you get when you're overseas and you're away from everybody and everything, and but it's kind of like a tattoo. Like, when you're getting some ink done, you feel that it hurts and it stings, but it's an addictive hurt and a sting, because what you're putting there is something else that's beautiful. Like the memories that you get from deploying with your shipmates, man, your fucking Seabees, your CEC officers, all these people that you're overseas with, they're always going to be family. They're always going to be there forever for you. A lot of them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's shitty tattoos out there. There's some bad fucking ink. And there's a lot of infections people get and diseases from tattoos. So don't get me wrong. There's some really fucking shitty people you'll deploy with too. And fuck those people. You know what really pisses me off that I hate, and still to this day, are motherfuckers that worry more about their career than their fucking troops. Fuck you. If that's you, fuck you. And that's one thing that always bothered me. And the cool thing is, I'll be a civilian. I can punch him in the fucking face out in the street. And you know what? Going to jail isn't really that bad in comparison to being on a deployment. I'll never do it, but I'll fantasize it in my head for the rest of my life. It's not like fucking junior hockey, being a fucking teenager and dropping some gloves on some ice. I mean, there's a lot of people I just love to kick their ass, but you can't do that. And that's how it used to be. Like when I came in, that's one of the biggest things that's changed, like since I've been in and now, is there's been plenty of times where there's somebody you just want to just beat the shit out of. And it's just like, all right, that's it, dude. Let's fucking go. It was funny. There's Port Hueneme, California. There's like these brand new. They're like fucking 19 years old now, 18. I don't know. There was this big ass pit, and then like a lot of times we would scrap down there. It was kind of like a fight club. We'd fucking scrap and just throw down there, and not so. It wasn't really a big deal. It was kind of fun. You get some aggression out, and that's it. And it's too bad that the military shifted so much away from it. But like I said before in a different episode, we're mirroring society. I get it, but at the same time, I do miss a lot of the old ways. So me moving on, maybe that's a good thing. I really wish there was more I could pass on to the junior troops, but it's a whole new fucking generation. It's a whole new type of people coming in. Every time you come into a battalion, it's a little bit different than how it used to be. And like when I came in, we're going through the Clinton administration. He's trying to downsize the military, and we're in a point, and there was 8 battalions. Now there's only 6. And the funny thing is in that meantime, between the time I came in and the time I'm going out, there was a war. So there's an influx of people that came and went. So you'd have people that were in charge of 45, say 45, all right? We'll talk about platoon commanders. There's people that are in charge of 45 people, and a lot of times that was like a first class in E6, maybe a chief back then. Now that's like a junior officer that's doing that. They had 8 battalions, went to 9, then went down to 6. So you took 33% of a force away, man. And you have all these guys, the leaders, that still need to fucking lead. It's like saying, okay, we're gonna take all these fucking Walmarts, 900 Walmarts, and then get rid of 300 of them, but you still keep a lot. Not all of it, but you still keep a lot of the management. Well, you take these management people that were running fucking department stores, and you put them into these 300 fucking stores. You're going to take all those extra people left over, and you're going to throw them in the other 600. Instead of managers of the department store, they're managers of a department. And so basically, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that the leadership isn't. I don't want to say it's subpar. The leadership's fine. It's just that you're not having as much responsibility now that you used to have back then. So I guess the leadership's where it should have been a long time ago, or you're not getting the chances that you used to get back then. Either way you want to look at it, it's about the fucking same. And that part's sad too. I'm a firm believer that a lot of times people don't know their capabilities until they're forced into doing them. And I don't mean like you have to do it. It's like, but I think a lot of it too is you'd be surprised at how many people you'd throw in the ocean and knew how to swim that didn't know they knew how to swim. But if you're standing there, throw them in the fucking ocean, let them learn how to swim, but be a lifeguard for them, you know what I mean? In other words, there was a lot of chances where you had the opportunity to really fuck up, and there was some people there to help you out, and it made you a better leader. And for me, going out as a first class in today's battalions, after being a first class in the old battalions, it kind of feels kind of shitty, because it's just really weird, because I don't feel like I don't feel like me and a lot of us are actually where we should be, because I'm used to running shit. Now I feel like I'm not shit, and I know that's not true. It's just kind of how you feel. It's just weird. I'm glad I came to a battalion and finished off this way. It's different, and I appreciate all the people I work with. They're fucking, it's amazing. I'd say not all of them, most of them. And I think no matter where you're not going to like everybody you work with, no matter what. But either way, even the ones I fucking can't stand, I'd still take a bullet for them, because that's my fucking job. Hey, I fucking love what I did, and it's sad that I got to walk away from it. And it's funny because when I was asked this question, I was thinking about that Spider-Man cover of Spider-Man No More, where Spider-Man's walking away and he's got his uniform in the trash can, and it's just his back. So that's why I used the cover I'm using for this Seabee No More. But it's crazy, man. I don't know. Hit me up with any questions you got. I'm gonna fucking take more of those. This is fun. I don't know how to end these things.
Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Try to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay. Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Try to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay.
Another enemy winning, even though I get no love. Been trying to grind so I can shine and rise above. Doing shows when nobody shows, in these holes in the walls. Trying to stay afloat and cope, even though they hope that I fall. No respect, but what do you expect? Living in Haterville. Props and handshakes won't even pay your cable bill. I hear them bastards when they laugh. I've been mastering my craft. Said I wouldn't stand a chance. Somebody called an ambulance. Being stabbed in the back and slapped in the face, been kicked in the ass, been trapped in the cage. I'm half in the bag, but I'm back in the race. So you say you got swag, but you ain't got no taste. Just chase after cash like a rat in a maze. Been down with this cat since back in the days. I'm all about fans, you're all about cake. You think you're the man, but you're back in your place. I'm trying to make a dollar out of 10 bottle returns from the bottom, but they love me when I'm out in the birds. My city's a part of my heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve. With all this smoke in the smalls, it's so hard to breathe. Come on.
Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Try to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay. Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Try to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay.
Keep it real, fuck fake. Penetrate your eardrums. Been out since day one. Still around, getting the job done. My boys, my peoples, associates. Building, constructing the new for you to listen to. Listen. Vision infectious, watch it. Corrupting the mind, down through the spine. Line by line, decline the time. The thunder, the lightning, the clouds. Force to play music alive. Get the opinions of my respectable friends. Conversations begin. Blue gets a flowing. We get to smoking, then the joking, the fun. Reminisce about back in the days. New ideas, new directions. Keep the attention of young, inspired entrepreneurs, students and our peers, never to be heard why. Cause they're walking the walk, not talking the talk, not bought or sold a brand that's cold.
Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Trying to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay. Sometimes I feel like quitting, but this music is my life. Inside something is missing and I'm not feeling alright. Trying to stay on my grind, it's getting harder every day. Never gave up my dreams, everybody has dues to pay.
I've been backstabbing, double cross, beggars lost, heads cut off. Talked all about behind my spine, who's the boss? Lots of love lost, she with my bloodline, the Red Cross. Fuck our smokers cough, die off, the reaper's path come across. Y'all make me laugh, was worth the cost I spent on gas. Till this day I won't give it another dap. If that moment passes, more than rap, this real life. Fuck up situations, rapping, paying bills, hold our jobs, fucking frustrating. Need some medication, meditation, have a bull wait. Only way these days I'm able to calm down my patience. Forget about Satan's hatred above grave, stay adjacent, no minds waiting, no you sorry sucker, duck the Satan fake. Congratulations, contemplating, staying steps ahead. Loyalty's the legacy I leave my friends when I'm dead. Origix never pretend to be something I'm not. Kept it 100, the real set this every time shit drops.